What's up, house groups? Second time in a row that you're getting the low-def version of my dumb face on a computer because our staff is on a planning retreat, dreaming about the next year of revision, kind of figuring out where God's on the move and how we can partner with him in that. So it's super exciting. God is he's doing great stuff, and I'm fired up to see what he does next. So just thank all of you for being a part of this thing, this community where God is continuing to reach people and draw them to himself. On Sunday, we continued our series, The Way We Wait, and I nerded out pretty hard on Lord of the Rings at the beginning and talked about how despite the Fellowship of the Ring having all these like strong, mighty, heroic characters who had magic and superpowers, I think the Hobbit, Samwise Gamgee, might have been the greatest hero of all, because he was able to be steady when the rest of them wavered, when the rest of them took a look at the One Ring and they're like, man, I could use it. Like, I know it's corrupted everyone else in the world, but like if I got it, I think I could use it for good. And the ring had no appeal to Sam. It had nothing to grab hold of inside of him because he didn't want what it offered. It had no like hidden ambition in him that it could play upon or tempt him with, because he didn't believe he was the main character of the story. He just wanted to do his duty for the sake of everybody else around him. And I think Sam's a great example of a hero. But I find it challenging when I think about my own life to wonder, like, what is it if I was holding on to the one ring of power that could give me all the power in the universe? What is it in me that might tempt me to believe, like, sure, it's corrupted everyone else, but not me, right? Like, what ambition is in here? What selfishness is in here? Well, what are the things? I mean, I think for all of us, could it be, is it money? Is it fame? Is it power? Is it sex? Is it stuff? Like, what is it that you're after inside of you that would cause you to believe, like, yep, I need the power? Like, what main character energy lives in you? And I think probably the answer for most of us, having grown up in the United States of America, is that we have more of it inside of us than Samwise Gamgee did, and more of it inside of us than is probably healthy. We just live in a culture that says the whole point of life is significance, and the world ought to revolve around you, like you are the main character of the story. But that doesn't bring our souls peace. It doesn't. It's not working for our society. Statistics are overwhelming in saying that we're dissatisfied chasing greatness and chasing stuff and chasing accumulation. And Paul has some thoughts about that he offered the Thessalonian believers in 1 Thessalonians 4 about how easy it is to get caught up looking and living inward and then missing out on the purpose God has for us. And he tells them, look, you're meant to love other people, and you need to level up your love. You need to level up your love with this God-taught love that is agape, this selfless, self-giving, unconditional love for other people. And you do that by working hard at the stuff God's given you to do, because God blesses the world through your work. If you want to level up your love, work really hard. And then he gives them these 3 challenges. Make it your ambition to lead a quiet life, mind your own business, and work with your hands. And those are so anti-American in a lot of ways. But like, make it your ambition to lead a quiet life isn't Paul saying lead a life of insignificance. It's saying don't lead a life of insecurity. Be so secure in your identity in Jesus. Like, know who you are so that you can do whatever God's given you to do without worrying about what anyone else thinks of it. And that's the mind your own business bit. Like, Paul's saying, you do you. Stop getting caught up in the comparison trap that defines our society. Stop measuring yourself by where everyone else is at and what everyone else might think of you, and just measure yourself by who God says you are, and by your faithfulness his call on your life. And that's the roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty, work with your hands bit. Paul's saying participate in your own life, do the work, and live out that purpose because it's good. Not because it brings you anything, but just because it needs to be done in the world, and because God works through your work to bless other people. And I read that verse and I can't help but look at the frenetic, self-obsessed culture that we live in and how little that's working for people, and wonder, like, man, if I could lead a quiet life rather than a loud life, like, how much more peace would I find? How much more peace would I be able to live with if I gave up on trying to be important? And if I could mind my own business, instead of worrying about where everyone else is at, instead of measuring myself by their opinions of me or where I perceive them to be at in relation to me, if I could mind my own business and give up on comparison, how much more present could I be in the moment that I'm living through with the people that are right there with me? And if I could work with my hands, if I could just work not for the sake of what my work gets me personally, not for like the end result of my work, but if the work could be an end in itself, like I'm just doing this because it's good and because I want God to use me to bless people, how much more purpose could I find if I just allowed myself to be a vehicle of God's love to the world around me? I just am convinced that we're meant to live like this. That Paul saying, lead a quiet life, mind your own business, work with your hands, is a way that we can live with peace and presence and purpose, the kind that our souls are meant for, that not only makes our lives better and more satisfying, but allows us to be vehicles of God's love that point the world around us toward Him because of who we are and how we live. And so my challenge to all of us is to just give up on being the main character of the story. Jesus is the main character of the story. Live like Jesus is the main character. Live like Samwise Gamgee with a deep humility and faithfulness, because in the end, that is the thing that makes all the difference.